Hello, hello, hello. Jay Vix here with another episode of Meet the Experts as my big water bottle is in the shot. Um, it's good to be with everyone once again. We are in the 60 to 70 range as far as the number of episodes. It's hard to keep count with different schedule movements and everything else. I don't know how other podcasters do it. But speaking of podcasts, you are watching Meet the Experts, which I call the anti-podcast. We do this as a service and a networking opportunity for business owners, entrepreneurs, managers, thought leaders, people, experts in their field, what have you. And it's a no-cost business interview on video where when we're done, we just give you the video. So if you own a business or work for somebody and you love your job, we want to have you on the show as a way to get video content for your website, for social media, for email, for whatever you want to use it for, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you want to use it on. It doesn't cost you a thing. And you get to talk about yourself for 20 to 30 minutes, which is great. On video, we'll capture it and then we'll give it to you. So today's guest, no different. Darlene works with a family-owned and operated business in Texas. They started in 2017. The owner, however, has been in business for 15 years. It's a woman-owned appliance business, so it's a male-dominated field, and all types of appliance repair and maintenance, working with many warranty companies as well as cash call customers. It's a rarity to see. You think appliance repair, appliance company, and just our brain wouldn't think women-owned company. So I'm going to let Darlene talk all about that today. I'm excited to have her on the show. Let's get her up on screen and get started. Darlene, hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. I'm excited for the interview because we kind of had our sound check, and I was like, wow, it is a little bit different to see a woman representing an appliance company. And not that obviously there's nothing wrong with that at all, but it is something that when you say male dominated, I would think that. I think of a guy running a company, and maybe it's just like a side hustle or a weekend thing, but far from it. So let's get started. Tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
I'm Darlene McKinney. I am the office manager and marketing director for Lone Star Appliance Repair. Our owner, Sarah, is a wonderful boss. She's amazing at what she does, honestly. We've had big name people come to us and use us repeatedly. Because I have contracts with some people, I have to not say who it is, but they're great. We work with all warranty companies, even the cash call companies or the cash call customers that come to us. The biggest thing is I want to know, after my tech leaves your house, he left your home in better condition than whenever he got there.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah. I mean, that's a sign of a good business. And do you collect a lot of Google reviews because of that? Because of
Yes.
your follow-up? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I think Google reviews so
one of the things with our Google reviews, because there is a different Lone Star appliance, a lot of times we're getting their complaints and it's not actually us.
Oh no. Oof. Yeah. And are they close to you in proximity then?
Because they're in Houston, and we're just outside of Houston.
Oh gosh, what a nightmare that would even happen. I guess it could be just an opportunity though, that maybe you could pick up a customer or two if you can show them the difference. So maybe
exactly.
Their loss is your gain. Well, talk about some of your main products and services and who they help.
So we help anyone with an appliance that's broke. That freezer in the garage is not staying as cold as it should. Well, we're experiencing a big heat wave. Crack the garage door a little bit. That'll help. That's just a tip. Your refrigerator goes out. It's not dispensing ice. Washing machines, dryers, microwaves, dishwashers, trash compactors. We work on all of them. turnaround time for parts isn't as long as it was during COVID. We're one of the few people that never missed a beat during COVID.
That's
We
awesome.
never, nothing. There was supply issues getting them, getting parts, but most people were understanding because it wasn't just our field, it was everywhere and everything. We also went through a period where warranty companies were just replacing things. Well, the problem with that is you could go to some of the big box stores to go get this, and there's a 6-month wait for a refrigerator.
Mm.
Oh no. Well, we may be able to get the part before then. So there was a lot of that going on. But now it's calmed way down, way down.
I'm sure it has, but now yeah, I know. I mean, it's on the news every day now that obviously the heat wave has been a big deal, but Texas has been like the epicenter of this crazy heat wave for weeks now. Has that made business just boom, or has it been the opposite? Has it been rough for business?
It's actually been good for business because, like I said, a lot of people, we will just tell you, crack your garage door, see if that helps before we actually send a tech out and charge you for that.
Right.
We would much rather go through the steps with the customer to see if there's something that we can help them with, because they're going to remember, hey, they actually helped me do this and didn't need to take my money first.
Right.
And that's just who we are as a company.
The know, like, and trust factor of that is important. Are you able to just work within your general area down outside of Houston, or do you have customers that might call you for parts from a bigger area, or are you very hyper local?
We are we have a very large area.
Okay.
We go from Huntsville to Cypress to Crosby to Cleveland. That's a very large area.
Okay. Yeah, Texas is huge. So I'm even though I'm not familiar with all those towns, like that's I'm sure it's a massive
It
area.
is.
Cool. So what would you say, and this is kind of off script a little bit, but what would you say is kind of the number one appliance that you find yourselves fixing or repairing or replacing parts for in the home?
In the summertime, it's always refrigerators. Always. I am not sure why, but it is. During the holidays, it's generally dishwashers.
Hmm, interesting.
It's weird,
Yeah.
but that's the trend. I've been with the company since 2019, and it's the trend.
I wonder why that would be, if anything. I don't know, but that's it's interesting to know because I'm always thinking like my wife and I moved into our house 5 years ago. Our refrigerator, we don't know how old it is, but it was there. It predates us, and then we got our dishwasher when we first moved in. So I'm hoping nothing goes wrong in short order. But yeah, it's appliances are strange when they go on the fritz. Like I wouldn't know how to fix one. I'd be on YouTube first, but then I'd be calling somebody.
Please don't
Uh,
do that. Please stay off Google. YouTube.
That's funny. Um, I'm sure, obviously, if you've been in business for 6 or 7 years, but the owner has been in business for a lot longer, you've made some people happy along the way. Do you have any customer wins or testimonials that if I say, hey, give us a customer win or testimonial, you're like, oh, I loved it when this person said this. Do you have anything that comes to mind?
The ones that stand out to me are the ones that actually tell us the tech cleaned up after themselves. They did not leave a mess at all. And as a matter of fact, I'm not sure it wasn't cleaner after he left than before. Those really stick out. Those stand out. And those are the 5-star reviews that we get. And for us, that's big. That's what we strive for. Every single call, 5 stars. If
Love
you're
it.
not getting 5 stars, I want to know why.
Right. Right. Um, so one of my I don't want to call it side hustles. It's part of what we do. I spent years and years and years building a customer review platform, a software
Mhm.
that it will, if somebody gives you a 4 or 5 star, we'll we'll encourage them to go to Google and make it public. And if it's less than that, then we use it as internal customer feedback and we ask them what happened. Um, if you guys had a 1 or 2 star review at some point, I usually tell clients, because they're like, how do I get rid of it? It's not right. And I usually say, well, just go to 10 more good happy customers and just bury it with good ones, because people trust a 4.8 more than they trust a 5.0 anyway. So the one occasional bad review is okay, but also you need to stay alert and be vigilant from people who might be disgruntled ex-employee or a competitor, that's jealous or something like that. So do you run across that at all, where you get the bad review that is just totally not legitimate?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What do you guys
Absolutely.
typically do?
We try to reach out to that customer and see what exactly happened, and why weren't we contacted. You can call or text our number 24 hours a day, and either Sarah, the owner, or myself is going to get back with you.
Right.
Even if it's 11 o'clock at night, everything is to our phones. So we will get with you to
See
find
that?
out what
Right.
happened.
Yeah. No. See that. That's how we operate in my
Mhm.
agency, and I always feel like that level of customer service. I don't know when it changes to you get too big to provide the good customer service, but one of the things I always say is like, we give you so many ways to contact us to help you out, right? We're here to help. We're like a fiduciary almost. Like we want to be on your side, and we want to make sure that everything is done right, clean, everything's good. And it drives me crazy. I don't anymore get upset when we get like a less than stellar review, because I know that I can fix it, or I know that I can bury it, like get a lot of good reviews. But
Mhm.
I love the fact that you've already said it like 3 times in this interview. Like, you pride yourselves on a great experience, like on a great customer experience. And to me, it's almost a rarity these days. So kudos to you for that, Darlene, you and the owner. So I got a few more questions. We're right on time. The next one is, how have you guys earned it, learned it, or proved your authority? Is there like a class or a certification for appliance repair, or is it just experience? Like, is there any titles or certifications? Give me some background on how you guys became skilled in this field.
So our guys do have to take classes to be, say, Frigidaire certified,
Okay.
LG certified. They do have to. Certain Freons, you have to be trained on, because it's a big Environmental Protection Act thing. Um, we had a customer the other day that called up about their ice maker wasn't making ice. I followed up with, just so you know, before you try to put this in the dump, you need someone to professionally come out and let the freon out of this. Otherwise, it's a big EPA thing. It's a fine. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
But even though that was strictly a diagnosis call, I still went through and followed through with what needed to be done. The tech had told them, but a lot of times whenever the techs are on scene, customers don't necessarily remember that part of it. Well, you're talking thousands of dollars in fines if you
Mm-hmm.
don't do this and you get caught. So I would rather follow up and just tell the customer. And I mean, yes, there is certification that has to go along with this. Um, I've often joked that there's 4 ladies, there's 4 of us. We should just wear pink overalls, carry pink toolboxes, and we can just go, out one day and see what the guys actually go through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's something to be said for that. I know in Wilmington, North Carolina, there was a company, I don't know how big they are or how far out they go, but they were called Pink Trash. And it was
Mhm.
I don't think it was it might have been a women owned company. I'm not sure. They're still in existence. Pink Trash is still a thing, but all the garbage cans were pink. But I feel like that their big mission was breast cancer awareness. So I
Mhm.
think that's why the pink emphasis. I don't know if they're women owned or not, but I think sometimes, taking that angle and using the women owned aspect or women represented aspect by using the stereotypical pink is for girls type of uh, mindset, I think can sometimes be a major advantage for women, especially in kind of that male dominated world. So that would be interesting. But it
Many
probably,
customers are surprised that we're women owned.
yeah. Oh,
Very
absolutely.
surprised.
That
So
doesn't surprise me.
yeah, there's quite a few that are very surprised. It's a woman. Yes, it's a
That
woman.
that is awesome. Well,
And
listen, I gotta.
they
Oh, go ahead.
tease whenever Sarah, the owner, whenever she first started out, her husband worked alongside of her. Well, he sold his truck so she could begin the business, and she fired him on a Thursday, is what he likes to tell people. That's not what happened exactly. He worked for her, but that's not his passion. His passion is metal fabrication.
Oh,
So
cool.
she said, "Okay, so you let me start my dream. Now it's time for you to go start yours. Your last day is Thursday." So he tells people she fired him. That's not exactly how it went.
It's a great story. It's a great story. Before we finish up the last question, if you want your repairs done the right way, 936-647-2364, Lone Star Appliance Repair, just outside of Houston. Hey, if you got a question, you live in North Carolina and you got a question about your appliances, I have a feeling if you call Darlene, she's probably going to try to give you a tip to help you if she can anyway. So, but if you are in the Houston area, outskirts of Houston, or in that big geographic range, tell me that range once again where you have east, north, south, and west.
From uh, it's north of Houston to Huntsville to Cypress to Crosby to Cleveland. It's a huge area.
There you
It's
go.
very big.
So if you're in one of those inside that window, you should definitely give Lone Star Appliance a call. They also have the number 936-647-2364 hanging behind Darlene right now, so you got it the whole time, whether you look at our ticker or not. Darlene, this has been fun. It's been cool to kind of. I know I kind of asked you some questions maybe I wasn't planning on, but I feel like there was some engaging stuff in there. But we're going to kind of wind it down. I want to ask you two questions. One can be personal or professional, how you answer it. And the next one after that, the last question I'm going to ask you, feel free to take some time on because I know people call up and they're asking the same thing over and over again. And I want you to be able to answer that on video. But first, personally or professionally, I love this question because it always just changes gears in such a nice way for all these episodes. What is something that you're thankful for?
I'm very thankful for Sarah. Whenever I first started with Sarah, we had four techs. We have seven. So we have grown. And it's just through people trusting us and through people calling us, and we have customers that through warranty companies that will request us and demand us because they know the quality of the work that we do. And for that, I'm thankful for that.
Sure. Oh, that's awesome. You know, I never know what I'm going to get when I ask that question. And it's always interesting to hear um, the different things. And I think that it's a really important question that I like to ask because I do feel like it helps with perspective, right? When you think you're having a bad day and you're like, what do I have to be thankful for? And there's always a laundry list of things to be thankful for. And when we're having bad days, we kind of don't think about those things. So I'm always glad I ask it because it just it reframes my day. So maybe it's a selfish question that I ask because I want to hear what other people are thankful for as a reminder. But thanks for that. And Sarah sounds like an amazing human being. So that's pretty awesome. One more question for you, and then we'll wrap up. Everybody has an FAQ section on their website because we get asked the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. I'm sure Lone Star Appliance Repair has the same couple of questions. Go ahead right now on video where we're recording this, and you can chop it up and you can put it on your website so that it's 24/7 FAQ. what are some questions that you get over and over again, and how do we answer those? What's the answer to it?
Do we work on Fisher Paykel? Do we work on Wolf? Do we open, which are higher echelon? Yes, we do. Yes. There's nothing that we don't work on except
Really?
for hot water heaters.
Okay.
That's it.
Is there something different with hot water heaters that makes it just out of your range, or?
I'll tell you why. The reason that we do not work on hot water heaters is here in the South, in Texas especially, a lot of the homes are the hot water heaters are in the attic,
Oh.
which is really strange because it's hotter than Hades, and it seemed to me it's common sense you'd put it in a garage. It's where how it used to be. Not anymore. They're all in the attic. Well, I can't send just one tech out to a leaking water heater and have them reinstall it. No, there's too much involved in that, and it's a huge process to do. So we don't touch water heaters.
Okay.
Do we work on garbage disposals? Absolutely. Which a lot of people wouldn't think that's an appliance. Yes, it is.
Right.
So
okay. So you work on pretty much any brand of appliance.
yes.
It's just the one appliance that you don't want to mess with is the hot water heater. And I find that strange that they would put it in the attic, because if it's leaking, now you've got drywall repair or sheetrock
Right.
repair because that's coming through the ceiling. That seems odd. I have a crawl space under my house, and that's where our hot water heater is. It's in the crawl space, and it makes sense. It's low. It's on the ground. If it leaks, it's leaking into the ground. It's or the garage. I get the garage, but yeah, that I don't blame you, because those things are not light, and it'd be hard to get them upstairs, and especially narrow attic stairs. Oh gosh, that's not a good idea. I wonder who came up with that.
I don't know, but I personally would like to have a chat.
Some genius came up with that. Yeah.
It's that way in my home.
Really?
In my home, my hot water heater's in the attic.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah. That answer will come. Somebody will watch this episode and they will comment and they will say the reason they put them in the attic is this, and I'm still going to feel like, why? But anyway,
Why?
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Darlene, thank you so much. I encourage anybody in that huge swath region of Texas on the eastern side of Texas, if you have an appliance that seems to be on the fritz, maybe you just think, oh, we're just going to have to get a new one, or I don't know what's going on. If you're like me, I mean, I can't even hang a picture right, so I have to get canvas frames because they're lighter and I can use a thumbtack. I mean, if you're just thinking like, I don't know how to fix this, and you want to go to YouTube or Google, why don't you just call 936-647-2364 first? Even if you're not in Texas, call Darlene, ask her a question. She'll point you in the right direction, I'm sure, whether they can help you or not, and maybe have some tips. And give Lone Star Appliance a shot. Really great family company, and right there in Texas, which is one of my favorite states. Anybody who knows me knows I love Austin, and I'm actually right now planning a trip to Dallas in October, so I love the state. Darlene, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Stick around. I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
All right, that was great. That was an episode here, interview with Darlene McKinney with Lone Star Appliance. Yeah, just again, can't emphasize it enough. Another small business person. She's the office manager who needed some video content for her business, and sometimes it's daunting to make video content, right? Sometimes we don't want to, where's my phone? Sometimes we don't want to pick up the phone and record ourselves talking into a phone. It feels awkward. It feels forced. Maybe we don't like the sound of our own voice. Maybe we can't afford a video team to come in and do something, and you don't need to. So again, if you would like to be a guest on Meet the Experts, costs you nothing, happy to interview you, happy to get to know you and meet you. Just visit at the bottom of the screen, www.meettheexpertspodcast, that's experts with an S, meettheexpertspodcast.com. Read all about it, learn, watch a video, fill out the form, and I say you apply, but you really just fill out a form and submit a form. And that's the application is like, yeah, when do you want to do your sound check? You'll book your sound check right then and there. We'll get on, we'll meet you, we'll talk about what to expect on the episode, and we will plan your recording date. And then within 2 to 3 weeks, your episode goes live to the world. And within 2 to 3 days, we give you that video file, and it's yours to do whatever you want with it. And if you need our help with editing or anything like that, we'll do it. So until next time, we've got like 7 or 8 more episodes lined up right now for August, and that'll roll us into September, and we have several sound checks lined up. So we are busy here at JVI Mobile with Meet the Experts sound checks. If you need a software platform that can manage all of your marketing under one roof, your websites, funnels, marketing, email, text, automations, anything, let us know. We have a great tool that we can help you use. It's our tool called Journey Builder. And until next time, have a wonderful day. And if the kids are getting ready to go back to school, I wish you luck, just like I hope you would wish me luck. But another year begins. Talk soon, everybody.